We all want to make films, but we also want to make a living. We need to pay our rent. We need to be able to actually sustain our life, our lifestyle, buy food, do all those things. So how do you do that though in the film industry? How do you get hired, whether you're a camera assistant or you want to be a cinematographer or an editor or a director? Well, the number one thing you should be focusing on if you're trying to make your film career an actual paid career is focusing on your reel or your portfolio, or kind of the same thing. Your reel is so important. And what that is the projects you've worked on. It's your collection of work that you have your name attached to. So if you're a cinematographer, that's all the videos you've shot. If it's a sound guy, it's all the projects you've done sound for. If you're a PA, it's your resume. PA is production assistant. This is someone who assists on set. This is all the projects you've volunteered for. If someone wants to hire me as a director, they're immediately going to Google my name. They're going to go to my website. They're going to click on a bunch of videos real quickly because they don't have much time. They're going to see what brands I've worked for or see the style of my videos. And within 2 minutes, they're going to make a decision if they actually want to pick up the phone and call me. Now, this is why you want to focus on your reel. If you don't have the opportunities to work on paid gigs, you need to go out and shoot what we call spec spots. These are spots that are maybe a fake commercial, or maybe you go shoot a short documentary, or maybe if you're a cinematographer, you just go shoot a bunch of beautiful stuff and cut a reel together so it looks like you've worked on something. So, fun fact with this BMW commercial, BMW sent me a car and asked me to shoot some photos for them. But I didn't want to just stop there because I'm trying to do more filmmaking than photography in my career. So I decided to shoot a spec spot with the car with practically zero budget. And when I presented it to BMW, they absolutely loved the spot and they ended up using the spot as an actual commercial. People want to hire people who have a bit of momentum. So focus on your reel. Focus on creating new work as often as you can. This will get you hired more. Now, the second most important thing I would say is your reputation. You have your reel and your reputation. Being a nice person and being easy to work with is a great attribute and will get you hired more often than not. Recently, I put a message out on a Facebook group because I needed to hire a cinematographer to go to a country on my behalf because my schedule was too busy. Now, the person who reached out, who had by far the best reel, I remember this guy being a bit of a jerk when I hired him on another project. I don't want to name names or name projects because I don't want to throw him out there, throw his name under the bus rather. But when he reached out to me, I saw his reel and I was like, man, this is amazing. But then when I saw the name attached to it, I was like, oh yeah, this guy. He was really difficult to work with. He made me feel insecure on set because he was constantly picking apart the work I was doing as a director. And I don't want people on set who make me feel insecure. I want to feel supported. I want to feel like people are on my side, on my team. So your reputation's important. That guy just lost a job. He lost the opportunity to make $10,000 for 3 weeks overseas, which it's his fault for being a jerk on set. So having a good attitude on set, trying to support people who are around you, bringing value to them is important. Another thing, if you're trying to get mentored, if you're trying to get your foot in the door in the industry, is offer people some value. So the person who's shot a lot of the behind the scenes for this documentary series and on my channel, he was one of my subscribers and he reached out to me and said, Mark, can I come film behind the scenes for you? Can I just come film and give you that footage? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And so now he has the chance to be on set with me. He's getting to hear a lot of this course information. He's getting value because he's provided me some value. When people reach out to me and say, hey, can I come just shadow you? Or can I come to your office? Can I come learn from you? I think it's awesome and I'm really flattered by it. But the idea of someone just sitting here in the office and not providing value for us or just kind of being in our space stresses me out because now I feel like I have to take care of them. But if you can bring value to someone, it will really help you. One of the people who's mentored me a bit in the film industry is an Academy Award nominated director for a film he made. And I've been able to go out for some dinners with him and some lunches, and he's given me advice in my career. But that's part of the reason is because I've actually helped him in his career. He shoots the opera every few years, and I've actually helped shoot the opera for him and edited it so he has it as an archive. He does the live directing of the opera, but I've come and given him the videos of his opera edited from 2 different camera angles. I provided him value, kind of went over and above, giving him multiple camera angles of this, and now I'm able to get mentored by him. Now, it's on occasion because he's a pretty busy guy, but the fact is I've gotten some amazing career advice from him, but it's because I was able to provide him some value. So what are you bringing to the table for people? So think, what am I bringing to the table? Am I just asking this person for something, or can I help them? Another piece of advice is don't be ashamed of your first job. If it isn't what you dreamed it would be, if you feel like you're editing videos for a company you don't like, that's okay. You have to start somewhere. A lot of my work when I started my career was volunteer. And now I think this is an issue with the industry, that we require a lot of people to work for free in the first stages of the career. But it's kind of the way you break in. One of the people who really mentored me in the beginning of my career, I worked for him for free for months and months and months. But man, I gained so much valuable advice. Some of the tips and tricks I even tell you today are because of the conversations I had with him and watching him as a filmmaker break into the industry. So don't be afraid to volunteer early on in your career. The last piece of advice I would have for you in this industry is set goals. I meet people who are ready to quit the film industry after 3 or 4 years because they just say, Mark, I'm not doing what I want to be doing. And I say, well, what is that? They're like, well, I want to be directing. Well, of course you want to be directing, but what are some small goals along the way? Maybe you just should say, I'm going to direct a 30-second film this week, and I'm going to shoot it on my iPhone. Setting some small goals, and then say the next month I want to direct a 2-minute film. And then 3 or 4 months from now, I would love to do a commercial, even if it's for free for the grocery store down the street. This way, you're not only creating a reel, but you're keeping your activity, you're keeping your craft moving, and you're going to be learning as you do that. But also, too, you're going to be hitting benchmarks, and this feels really exciting. It gives you a shot of adrenaline when you hit a goal. So make sure to set goals along the way, even if they're tiny, even if they seem insignificant. It's important to have goals because you'll end up 3 or 4 years into your career not having achieved any goals per se, and you'll just feel like a failure. But if you're setting goals along the way, you'll at least feel like you're moving in the right direction. And in fact, you will be, because you will be using your craft, your skills to further your career.